Three goats in action tomorrow. Can you imagine if you were one of the lucky people who had a ticket for tomorrow where you get to watch Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic all play on the same day? That does not happen very often, if ever, because normally at least one of those guys is going to be on the opposite side of the draw, but they're all on the same side of the draw. They all have big matches tomorrow. Some are easier than others. So I just wanted to come on, talk about this with you guys a little bit and see what you thought. Who are your picks for tomorrow? And are we going to see any upsets? And the only bad thing about that they all have to play on the same day is that we know that early on in the tournament, quarters, semis, they're all going to have to cannibalize each other if they want to go to the finals. So, you know, we're definitely not going to see a Nadal Djokovic final. We're not going to see a Federer anything final. Federer has come right out, though, and said that he does not think that he can win the tournament. Doesn't think that he's got it in him this early on. Doesn't feel that his game is there. So Federer mentally the most fragile out of the three goats right now, just because he's been off for so long. I don't think he really is struggling confidence-wise, other than just trying to be realistic, setting the expectations for everybody, and letting everybody know, hey, I'm kind of here at the French Open to get ready for the grass and maybe making my final last stand to win a Grand Slam. So what I want to do is I'm going to pull up the screen and we're going to take a look at the three matchups tomorrow that you can tune into. And as you're watching this, let me know, who do you think has the most difficult matchup out of all of them? So I'm going to share the screen with you guys. Okay, so should be sharing. There we go. All right, so first matchup, which I think will be absolute beatdown city, is Rafael Nadal and Richard Gasquet. So they're both 34 years old, but this is kind of interesting. You know, Gasquet is, to me, a normal 34-year-old. Like, he looks like he's showing his age. His game is starting to look dated. He's not getting many wins. He's getting a lot of injuries. To me, it looks like he's lost a step. His rankings slipped to 53. This is normally what happens to people who are 34 years old until we had, you know, Roger come along and just, you know, defy science. And now Nadal is doing it, the defending champion at the French Open, and one in Rome, one in Barcelona. He's definitely the favorite, still the king of clay, but he's going to play Gasquet. And what's interesting here, I wanted to show, it's 16-0 versus Richard Gasquet. But you know what? Richard Gasquet actually did beat Rafa once. Remember that from the, I forget what that movie was, but anyway. So the last time that Richard Gasquet beat Nadal, they were 12 years old. So these two go way, way back. I'm trying to play this. It looks like the screen is kind of stuck here, which stinks for us. Okay, there we go. But we'll just watch some points when they were youngsters, when they were very young, promising. But you can see even from an early age, you could tell that these were two big deals, because you typically don't see any kind of crowd for a junior match. So these two were special even way back then. So on the near court here is Rafa. And on the far side, it's a little bit of a fuzzy picture, but there's Gasquet with that beautiful one-hander, even as a 12, pretty impressive. And so, yeah, this is them battling it out in the 12s in what looks to be a huge match for a junior tournament. And Gasquet actually won this match. This is the last time that he beat Rafa Nadal. So just thought it was kind of interesting to check in there. And so I don't anticipate a repeat of what happened Rafa was 12. I expect Rafa to go out there and just absolutely dominate this match. So going to pick Rafa, easy 3-set win against Gasquet. Happy Gasquet got a first-round win. You know, he hasn't done a lot of winning on the tour lately. So let's actually see what Gasquet's record is this year. I haven't really seen him much on TV or anything. So be interesting. He's 7-6. So he's played 13 matches, and his overall win-loss is 555 wins, 336 losses. So there you go. Career high number 7. One of the most beautiful backhands ever in the history of tennis. We all love his one-hander. I've even heard some people say they think Gasquet's one-hander was better than Rogers. I don't know if I agree with that, but people certainly love to watch the Gasquet backhand. But I don't think he's got any chance against Rafa. Let me know what you guys think. All right, so we have somebody on saying Roger, of course, has the hardest match. Yes, he does. I remember when a 19-year-old Gasquet defeated Roger in Monte Carlo, and he was deemed as a potential Nadal back then. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously you can see that Gasquet was groomed from an early age and did very well in the juniors, and overall had a very successful pro career. Lots of juniors who are top juniors in the world, they don't even do anything at the pro level. So Gasquet's career was definitely a success, but when you compare it to the great Rafa, not really, right? Apples and oranges. So Rafa's going to roll. And so let's go into the next matchup here, which I think could be very, very interesting. Want to see what you guys think about this. Going to add this to the stream. And surprising to me that the 35-year-old and the 34-year-old, and Pablo is a really good player. Cuevas is a really good player. He's pretty darn good on clay as well. So they've never played. I think that this could be a tricky match for the Joker. I think that this guy is a baller. He's good on clay, beautiful backhand, a lot of talent. He's a shot maker who also hits a very heavy ball. So if he's feeling good and he's feeling fit and he lets things fly, stronger guy than Djokovic, right? He's kind of a beefy dude. Like he could bring some pain to the Joker tomorrow. I would not be surprised to see Joker kind of struggle in the beginning of this match. If this guy can come out hot and make some shots, kind of throw Djokovic off his game, then maybe turn into a match. But I do believe that he has got to come on out. Pablo's got to come on out hot. If he doesn't come out hot, making some big shots, kind of putting Djokovic on his back heels a little bit and makes him play more defensive style, if he allows Djokovic to go into lockdown mode early and just be extremely consistent, comfortable on the court, and when Djokovic can be consistent but then see his chances to go for winners and then hit his little drop shots, then Djokovic could steamroll this match. But I could see this guy getting a set. He's not going to beat Djokovic, but I could definitely see him getting a set. Those first 2 sets might be tight, and then I just see the fitness and the tenacity and certainly just the will of Djokovic. Djokovic, knows how big this tournament is. Otherwise, he would not have played that extra week in Belgrade. He just wouldn't have done it if he did not have his sights on going, man, I got to get to Rafa. I got to stop him from getting 21. I'm going to do everything in my power to get there and win this tournament to get one step closer to the GOATs and get on top of that hill. And, if he does that, Djokovic could be a runaway train this year. If Djokovic can win the French, then in my mind, he is the best grass court player. I know we always think of Roger. I think he's the best grass court player because why? Because he's won the most on grass in the last 5 or 6 years. So he could then go take the grass, U.S. Open. He's very, very comfortable on that hard court. He could run the table this year. If he knocks over the French Open, that domino effect is he could just roll. And by the end of this year, we're looking at Rafa potentially having the most Grand Slams, being the GOAT after the French Open. He is the favorite. I still pick Rafa to win. But if Djokovic can stop Rafa, he can run the table, become the GOAT this year. A lot of people kind of think it's inevitable, that it might be 2 years down the road, 3 years down the road, but it could actually happen this year, especially if he can stop Rafa on the clay. If Rafa wins on the clay, then it just becomes that much tougher. Look at the difference in the prize money. Oh my God, that is insane, guys. You see that? $148 million. Djokovic has won just on the court. That's not even counting all his 148 million to 9 million. Wow, that's amazing. And then, with the cost of traveling and everything, you wonder how much does 9 million really take you? How much does 9 million really take you? And, what kind of sponsorship does he get? I don't know. I don't know how much 9 million is when you're this guy, when you're Pablo, when you're Djokovic, when you're anybody. 148 million. That's gonna pay some bills. That's gonna pay some bills. And so I am picking the Joker here. I'm picking the Joker, but I am saying Pablo has the potential to give him a little bit of a scare. I'm going to come back, see your comments. Let me know what you guys are thinking there. All right. Novak has won 5 Wimbledons in the last decade, and that is without a chance having without having a chance in 2020. That's right. Djokovic is the best on grass. We always think about Federer when we think about the grass because his game just looks so epic on grass. It just fits the grass so nice. And obviously, Federer's had a great career on grass. But I think right now, Djokovic is the best grass court player in the world. If you disagree with that, and that is fine with me because I love Fed. And I think watching Fed on grass much more interesting and fun than watching Djokovic on grass. So he's definitely looks better on the grass, but gets better results on the grass, and that's what it all comes down to. All right, so let's take a look at I think the blockbuster match of the day, which is Federer versus Cilic. Now, this is a big match. When you look at it here on paper, it doesn't look like it, right? 9-1. Federer is dominating. 90% wins to just 1%. I mean, to 10%, one win. 39 years old to 32. Let's take a look at this prize money. It'll be interesting to see how much Djokovic has more prize money. Interesting than Federer. More prize money than Federer. Hold on, I've got to answer this. This is my mom calling here. I take care of her, so I got to answer this. Hello? Hi. Okay. Well, okay. Hey, Mom, I'm doing a live stream right now, so I'll have to call you back. Okay. All right, guys. Sorry about that, but you got to answer the mom's phone call in case it's an emergency. I'm her caretaker. Okay. So 129 million versus 28 million. I would think Cilic is feeling pretty good in life. I think 28 million will take you far in life. So I think he's not hurting in the pocketbook. Let's take a look at these head-to-head matchups. So the Australian Open right here won. That was his last big major win, I believe, where he beat him in 5 sets at the Australian Open. They also played at Wimbledon where I believe Cilic had a bunch of blisters on his feet and also was nervous. You almost can't count that. They had another really good match at the quarterfinals of Wimbledon. You can see this was a very, very tight match right here. 6-7, 4-6. Fed was down 2 sets. And then he went 6-3, 7-6, 11-9 the tiebreaker, 6-3. So Cilic can really play him tough. Then we see at the U.S. Open, Cilic took the racket out of his hand, serving bombs, 6-3, 6-4, 6-4. And let's see, outdoor in Canada, another tight match, 7-6, 6-7, 6-4. I mean, these guys have had a lot of 3-set matches, a lot of tight matches, a lot of 7-6 score lines, a lot of big event matches. So I think tomorrow could really big matchup. I think tomorrow could be a really big match for Federer. Federer saying that he's not feeling confident. I mean, if Federer goes in there and he puts the beat down on Cilic, then all of a sudden, I mean, I'm sure he's not going to say to anybody that he thinks he can win the French, but he's probably going to start thinking, maybe I'm further along than I thought I was. Because if he can go out there and play Cilic, who he knows is a quality player, he knows kind of what Cilic can bring to the table, he knows the kind of close matches they can have. If he goes out there and wins in 3 sets or a pretty comfortable 4-set match, maybe all of a sudden Federer starts to give himself a little more chance in this tournament, takes himself a little more seriously, and starts to eye Djokovic, says, can I take you out, Joker? Can I take you out on this clay? Be very interesting to see. But I am picking the 3 GOATs to pull through tomorrow. I think all 3 of them are going to win. So let's see here. Roger in 4 is my prediction. Clay is not Cilic's best surface. He's not bad on clay, though. And he's been pretty average. And that's the other thing about Cilic. So you cannot judge Cilic by any recent results. Cilic has this way of just showing up out of nowhere. He just shows up out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden, he's like in the quarterfinals of the U.S. Open or semifinals or in the finals of a Grand Slam. I mean, if you look at his history, he does this a lot to where all of a sudden you're like, oh, Cilic, he's kind of washed up. And then all of a sudden, boom, he's right in front of your face out of nowhere. So, you can't look at what he's been doing lately to kind of, for sure, Cilic is not going to play well tomorrow. You cannot say that. And I think that Cilic, since he is used to being on the tour for a long time, he's used to big matches, he's used to playing players like Federer. I think just that alone will bring back a lot of his, his feelings, his magic. And I think he could give Federer a really tough match. So I think Fed's going to win in 4 sets. That's my pick. I think Federer will win and make it a 5-setter. I don't think it matters to Roger. He will have enough matches in preparation for the grass. Okay. Colin says he thinks Fed has already hit enough balls for the grass, and but he's still picking Fed to win. I don't think Fed wants to go 5 sets. I don't think Federer wants to play too many 5 sets on clay. I think that's kind of where mentally he's probably kind of drawing the line, like, oh man, I don't want to get exhausted on the clay. Got to keep the points short. I got to serve and volley, come in behind some opponent's second serves, hit some drop shots, do some Fed flare flying forehands. Not going to get in long Rafa rallies. So anyway, I'm picking the 3 GOATs. Let me know what you guys think. Do you see any upsets? I really don't see any upsets coming in tomorrow. It's an amazing day to where all 3 GOATs are playing at the same day. Can you imagine having a ticket to tomorrow? It's going to be one of the best tickets in the history of tennis to be able to go watch all 3 of them in the twilight of their career, where you really cherish it, where you're not going to see it maybe ever again. Probably not. So there you go, guys. Hopefully you like this. If you like this, like it. Subscribe if you've never seen any of my videos, and we'll be back with another preview most likely tomorrow. Take care.